To start building me, my nightly training session to get you into the healthy habit of exercising every day, because that's what you need to do, folks. You have to exercise every day. I don't know why this seems to slip people's minds, or they seem to think that it's not necessary, but we have a heart and we have to raise our heart rate and let it sink down. We have to do that all day, not all day, every day, but all the day in some shape or form, just, on and off, different methods. Doing it, walking is a great method that I prefer to get people into because everybody can do it. Anybody that is listening to this at least can do it. So walking, some squats and some push-ups. So as always, I'm going to do some as the fringe benefit for me doing my nightly training session is so I can do a bit of a workout before I get on with the rest of my evening. And it looks a bit like this, sitting down and standing back up. Sitting down and standing back up. I use my arms as a counterbalance. And like I said, there are so many different forms at doing a squat. But this is Start Building Me. So look, folks, don't really oversimplify it. Don't make it too complicated. Think of it like sitting down on a chair and standing back up. Sitting down on the edge of your bed and standing back up, sitting down on something and standing back up, or if you've got the proficiency, you're in that unconscious competence phase, or maybe even conscious incompetence, did I say that right? Who is to know, folks? Just get your blood pumping through your body just a little bit, as I'm always trying to say. It doesn't take long to get your heart rate up. I've done a bit of cycling today. I want to get my heart rate up. And it feels good. It should feel good to you as well. That's what I'm trying to inspire this for. Exercise should make you feel good if you're doing it right. If you go to a personal trainer to the gym and you're not really that well versed with exercise, they're just going to make you feel sick and you're not going to want to do it. And that's what I'm doing here. Giving you 15 minutes to show you for nothing, without the spandex, without the expensive fees, gym memberships, about the principles of exercise and what you're actually doing it for. And like I said, weight goes down, weight goes up, weight goes down, weight goes up. Think of it like a Homer Simpson sort of explanation. All we're trying to do is some sort of, in this case, complex movement, or compound movement as we call them, a squat, because we're using quite a few different muscles to do something that's quite elementary, like sitting on a chair, as I said, sitting down onto the edge of your bed at the end of a night. And look, my back's going quite far forward, but it's not rounding out like that. So it's still a neutral spine position. So if you don't have that technique where you can really keep a straight back, as I said, start building me. It's start building me. I'm not trying to teach people advance anything. I'm just trying to teach people that if you get a habit of exercise, it will change your life. It's a guarantee, like death and taxes. Sorry to break that to you folks, but hey, at least there's one good thing in life that's guaranteed, and that is that if you do exercise consistently, 15 minutes a night, as that's all I can be bothered doing here tonight, folks. I've been riding my pushy, been doing weights, I've walked the dogs for 6 kilometers. I'm just here for another 12 minutes, so let's make the most of it. And as always, the numbers are arbitrary, so whatever you've got, that's all I'm asking for. How many I do versus how many you do, who cares, right? Like, who are you? Who am I? Like, how do we know what each other's work rate is? We don't. So you can just do whatever you want. A cadence or a rhythm like this. 1, count to 10. You could be watching TV when you're doing this. You could put me on mute and just try and time it with me. I usually don't, have anything serious to say apart from that. No, let's not try and get shadow banned today. Like I said, my message predominantly is a message of positivity and love, folks. I'm trying to be the anti-influencer. I don't want your engagement. I want you to take what I'm explaining to you and go off and spread the love and spread the word and do your own exercise in your own time. If you like hanging out or want to ask questions and have some words of wisdom, then hey, like I said, come here, ask questions, hit me up at Start Building Me on Twitter. Hit me up here on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm pretty much everywhere because I'm trying to multicast this message out. It is something that is so fundamental for your well-being in life. If you do not exercise, you will not be happy. Your digestive system will suck. I think they say there's a 400% chance that you will die. Is it 10 to 20% less than the average life expectancy? Anyway, I would have to look up that stats. Don't quote me on that. I have to check that out. But it's enormous. If you do not exercise, you really do suffer and increase the chance of suffering from chronic illness and various diseases, folks. So squat with me, do a few, and then we'll get out of here. Sounds pretty reasonable, right? Just less than another 10 minutes. You know, shake your legs off whilst you're here, walk in circles, whatever it is that you want to do, just chill out. And for the time being, as I always express here on Start Building Me, breathing is free. And that is the essence of it. The biggest novice mistake that people make is stopping to breathe when they're exercising. So whilst you're trying to figure out that rhythm of whatever it is that you can squat, sitting down on a chair, sitting down on the edge of your bed, sit on a box. The Start Building Me box is, I think, currently being used as a PlayStation control platform to stop my pup eating the control because it smells like my greasy fingers. 1, 2, 3, might stand a bit wider, try and keep my back straighter for the purposes of this demonstration. And weight going to the outside of your feet as always. Comfy visitor's chair. Oh, yeah, comfy visitor's chair. That's right, folks. I've got a house that is designed to train in now. It's a multi-species training environment. No more, no less. If you want to come and lounge, then get the hell out of here. Just joking, folks. Get the heck out of here. There is nothing relaxing about the Start Building Me studio house. It is all about modest performance gains, and progress, as always. Whether it be grip strength, climbing, boxing, building, eating, everything has to be doing. And yes, prizes to those tally up and points logged by Cloudbot. Thank you for that, Streamlabs Cloudbot. When it works well. Is it banged on about? Yeah, grip strength is the most important strength after cardiovascular strength, and I still stand by that. Now I'm hearing the likes of Peter Attia banging on something that I've been banging on for 20 years. So in your face, Peter Attia. I love Peter Attia. I'm a massive fanboy. Anyway, that's besides the point. You love cycling and boxing and all the things that I love, apart from open water swimming. I can say that where we are is not advised to be doing that unless you want to die. Then it's a great idea. Because if it's not going to be the box jellyfish or the crocs that get you, it's definitely going to be a tiger or a bull shark. Swim out further hard enough, you might get a great white. There's some pretty enormous turtles. Maybe the turtles will kick your behind. Anyway, I got to breathe myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just checked my blood glucose level. It was 4.5 mmol per litre, which is pretty normal pre-dining level. Haven't checked my ketones in a while, but I haven't been fasting long enough. You only get to that autophagy stage where ketones really start going up after about 16 hours. And since I have been eating more recently around about 1 o'clock, and that's obviously, I am not in ketosis. But nonetheless, very interested in looking at my lactate threshold this week while cycling. And that will be something that I'll explain to you when I get my own results about the purpose of that. is because that zone 2 level of energy that you're trying to exert on yourself whilst doing steady state cardio is supposed to be below that your personal lactate threshold. So that changes from various heart rates per person and how many wattage they produce. And sometimes to be, you know, at the threshold, you're actually doing quite low intensity. And a lot of people find that they can be over that intensity when trying to do long bouts of steady state and get gassed out. That's because they're producing too much of the metabolite known as lactate. It's not a waste product, it's a metabolite. Ignore those people that it's like the good and bad cholesterol people. And there's so much old junk still being spilled around by people who have no idea what they're talking about. That is not what Start Building Me is for, folks. The rambling is all part of it. Unfortunately, you have to endure it. There might be some keywords that I throw up that interest you that you can go and Google in your own time. But that's not my purpose here. My purpose is to teach you to start building me. I gotta go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it out. Is that a Taylor Swift song? Shake it out, shake it up. Shake it off. Undoubtedly produced by Max Martin. I was banging on to Sanity the other night about how Max Martin is nipping at the heels of Paul McCartney's #1s in the US Billboard charts. A 51-year-old Swede now is kicking them all. I think he started his massive career with the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and if you start to think of all those late 90s songs and think of how they sound, and then think of Lady Gaga, think of Katy Perry, think of Taylor Swift and all the big #1 songs that they have, and they all sound the same. It's because it's Max Martin. We are entering the realms of production music now, folks, and there is no people that are making their music in the artist realm. They're just getting ghostwriters or ripping off other people's tunes. That's just the way of the world now, isn't it? Authenticity is the rarest commodity in human civilization now. And that's what I'm trying to capitalize in. Because anybody that knows me knows that I am as glitching out, as authentic as it gets, folks. There is no facade here, but from this robotic Dave. It will be so easy to produce this Start Building Me, like a Max Headroom Chat GPT version. I'm already looking into it, where you can just punch in the dialogue, it takes my voice, takes my mannerisms, and does it probably undoubtedly way better than me, where I can just sit on there prompting it, hardcore, 24 hours a day, Start Building Me. Don't you want that, folks? Tell me you want that. Just joking. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, folks, not even me. As I said, the point is to get you outside and wanting to exercise, because exercise is fun. Let's do a few push-ups and get out of here. My legs are sore. What am I doing? I'm a little bit out of it. Unfortunately not out of it. Just joking, folks. Nearly coming up 2 years sober for me here in the Start Building Me house. That's the longest since I was probably 11 years old, folks. And that is said with great deals of shame. I'm not proud of that. A lot of people are, I'm like, no, that's stupid. Sobriety is working great guns for me at the moment. All right, we've got 2 minutes left. Actually, we've got a minute left. Let's just do a few push-ups and get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off your knees. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be enough. If you just did 20, couple on your knees, that's all you really have to do, and then getting out of here. Yeah, cheers, mate. Come September 2nd, I will be 2 years sober. I'm feeling like $1 million, low blood glucose level, decent wattage per heart rate for my lactate threshold is tested, despite not doing any zone 2 since about March. So I'll probably undoubtedly do some more videos on YouTube in my own personal rebuild thread to let you know how I'm going, what diet I'm using, any fads or interesting systems or tests that I'm looking at the moment. I can produce a lot of key words and ketones for you that you might want to Google to start implementing some of these health routines or things into your own life. I'm only ever going to suggest something that has actual application, that isn't fad-based. I'm not going to be talking about NMN or resveratrol or, you know, there are a lot of products like that there's not real basis for it. It's just a nice pill mill marketing scam. Save your money on whole food, and protein formula makes it good as well. I'm going to do 10 more push-ups and get out of here. Have a great night. Love you all wherever you are in the world, live or on repeat. Keep the questions coming. I will keep the questions answered. Oh, feels good. Have a great night, folks. Take it easy.